So we are going to talk about data types. So here's a little bit of a Venn diagram sort. So take the following questions about data and place them in the Venn diagram. Um, place it the letter that each would go into. Discuss how you group them. So let's read the four questions. What kind of chips do you prefer? What is a typical number of chips in a bag? How many chips are in your bag, and what brands of chips does the class like? Now, if you notice, two of them are similar, two of them are not. What's a typical number of chips? How many chips are in your bag? Those are actually numeric data. So the answers would be in numbers. What kinds of chips do you prefer? And what brands of chips do you like? Well, those are categorical data. The answer would be categories. Do you like potato chips? Do you like Cheetos, pretzels? All those types of things would go under the brands and the types of chips that you like. So now we're going to actually look at some movie statistics. So here we have the five biggest grossing movies from 2019, and we have the number of them. So we're going to find the mean gross of the first movies, and we're going to do this with R. So one thing that we're going to do is we're just going to put in these five things as a numeric vector, but we're going to take the commas out of each separate number and only put them between each movie. So here is what I mean by that. So gross is, and we have the first movie without commas at all, and then the second movie, the third, fourth, um, fifth, and so on. So here is our gross. And then what we're going to do next is find the mean of gross. So let me go back to that code here. And I notice that I have one listed twice. It's like that can't be right. I'm supposed to have five numbers and there's six there. So here is gross, and we can find the mean of the gross and the median. So the mean of the gross movies is 542,663,683. The median gross is 450,439,533. And if you notice there's one movie, Avengers Endgame, that makes way more than the others. So there's the mean and the median. If you're asked for what's typical, most people actually will give you the mean. And then a lot of people will say, well, it kind of depends on the shape of the distribution. This is one where there's some skewing in the data because one data value is very much larger than the rest, and that makes the mean bigger. So there's what's called skewing in the data. So here is an example of, let's take these five movies and just ask how many people in the class saw this movie. So if you saw Avengers, say yes, get a count. If you saw Lion King, and then so on, and then we're going to create a bar graph of this. So this is one way of visualizing the data. So the first thing that I do is I go par mfro, the concatenation of 1, 1. That just gives me a blank panel when it pops up over here when I make my graph. I'm going to put the movie viewers in a vector that just says 15, 10, 20, 10, and 8 for the people that watched the movies Avenger, Lion King, Frozen, Toy Story 4, and Captain Marvel, respectively, just in that order. This is 15 goes with Avengers, 10 goes with Lion King, and so on. And then what I'm going to do here is do that par mfro thing again to set this up for when I do my graph. So I'm going to do a bar plot of the movie viewers, the numeric one, and then this is a tilde, the relation to the movie name. The COL is going to be the color of the bars. It's going to be red, orange, yellow, green, blue. And then the main title is going to be class movie data. The X label is going to be movie, and the Y label is going to be viewers. So I press run, and then boom, the graph appears right here. If you notice, my number is 15, 10, 20, 10, and 8 with the labels that I put in order, and the labels are beneath them with that the movie name labels. So now what you're going to do is do the practice problems that are listed. So here are some practice problems. So you're going to answer those. You're going to find some quartiles of that data. Now, one thing, when you find these by hand, you put the numbers in order, and then you have the minimum and the maximum. To find the median, it's the middle number, or here it'd be the n plus 1 divided by 2 number in the data set. And then the first quartile is the n plus 1 divided by 4 number in the data set, and the third quartile is the 3 times the n plus 1 divided by 4 number in the data set. And then you can actually use that by pressing the summary function to find the 5-number summary. And then here is your check for understanding.